All right, here we are, our first in-person live stream. Alex, how about this, huh? It's Ryan in the flesh, and Alex, it's so good to be here at this event. We're here at the North Carolina District 4 Virginia State Championship after day one. It was a long day. It was a lot of fun-filled day full of checkers, and we're just going to review some games today and go over our analysis of the games, and we're just really excited about it. So we've had 5 different states represented. We've had 11 participants. Mm-hmm. And Alex, I don't know how you feel, but the competition was pretty stiff. Would you say so?
Yeah, we have a world champion, Alex Moiseyev here. We have you, of course, me, my father. We also have a couple of very good friends on the channel, Stanley, and Kim Willis. Of course, the ACF president as well, Alan Milholm. All great people, all great checkers players. So it's been a fun, great competitive competition here. Great tournament so far.
And Alex, I believe you are leading the tournament after day one. Is that correct?
Yeah. So the top 3 right now is me with 13 points, my father right behind me with 1 point, and Alex Moiseyev down 2 points. So it's 13 for me. My father has 12 points, and Moiseyev has 11 points right now.
So it's up for grabs, is what you're saying.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
it wasn't.
Yes. And for me personally, I'm having a drawn tournament. Not playing my best, but I'm having a lot of fun, and that's really what this is all about here. So, without further ado, I know we're having a couple people join us so far, and this will be recorded, so you can all go back and rewatch this. And some good news as well: we will broadcast the first round of tomorrow's match, which is actually between you and Alex Moiseyev. So we'll get to see the top 2 players compete tomorrow morning. It'll be 9 a.m. East Coast time is when we'll start. So without further ado, let's get to some games. So let's get a closer look here at the board. There we go. A little bit closer look. So Alex, what I'm going to do, let me adjust this a little bit more here. I'm actually going to go through a game that I played with Stanley. It's a very instructive tactical combination here, which I think would be enjoyable for the viewers. So the opening that we balloted was 10-14, 24-20, and 11-16. It's a pretty even opening. It's a little bit radical. I'm sure it's not really seen too much in unrestricted style of play.
And what color were you?
I was the white side, and teal was the red side here. So I like to play this 28-24 development, and really the proper way to play against this move is 6-10, and then 24-20, and then 1-6 is the standard formation here. But instead, teal plays this very radical-looking 14-18 exchange. Now, Alex, I feel like this move is a little bit more characteristic of your style, but I don't know. Is this even too radical for you?
It would kind of make a little bit of sense, but at the same time, I don't know if I would personally play it. I would probably play something different if I were to play aggressive. But I could see where that move would make sense if you were to play an aggressive style of checkers. But I do not know anything about it personally, but I also, it looks like a very aggressive move, so I will actually study up on it and see if it is really sound and actually really an aggressive attack, and I may start playing it eventually.
I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. I may have to actually start to research this. I believe it's been played online against me in the past, but I don't know much about it. And the way that I attacked it is I attacked it out of my single corner, starting to develop 27 or 21-17. And my idea here is to make an indirect attack on red's double corner and ultimately attack this outpost piece on 18. That's my objective here. So what teal does is he starts developing out of the single corner with 4-8, and I'm going to begin that indirect attack. He then goes 5-9. And now I'm going to continue with maybe a little bit more pronounced attack with 22-17 here. He then goes 8-11, and I'm going to continue to strand this piece on 18. He then goes 12-16. I go 24-20 to pin this piece here. He then goes 1-5, and then I go 26-23, and he replies 3-8. And in this position, yes, we have a phenomenal tactical play here. And I'm actually going to turn around the board just so that you can all see it from White's perspective. And I tell you what, if you can see this tactical play here, you are well on your way to being a very, very good player.
Mm-hmm.
The tactical play here is this 13-9. Obviously, red cannot jump 5-14 because you just have a 2-for-1 here. So White's going to give up 2 free pieces. Why not? Takes 2. White then begins the in and out sequence. The 31-26. Red gets the king. And then giving up 4 pieces, but getting 3 in return. Now, I made a very, very bad mistake by jumping this route, which ultimately put me in a horrible endgame situation. But instead, jumping this way, taking 3 pieces, getting the king, this piece must go out of the way, and now the white king pressing this piece here, and then really 11-15 is the best way. And it's a little bit of an uphill road for red, but it's a clear-cut draw. So
yeah, that's definitely very interesting. I don't know if I would have seen that, but that's definitely a nice shot. But it's what happens when you also overlook stuff once in a while too. You think you have everything planned out, but it will come back to bite you if you just assume something is the right way.
And what's the old adage, Alex? Look before you leap.
Yeah.
I think that's needs to be continue to be reiterated here. So that's my game. But Alex, would you like to showcase one of your games that you played in this tournament?
Yeah. So I can actually show I can either show another game with Teal, or I can actually show a good game I played against Kim Willis on.
Okay.
Who is, if y'all don't know Kim Willis, she's a very good friend of the channel. She and I have known each other for goodness knows how long. And she's actually going to be the referee of the Nationals. Nice person. So the opening week out it was 9-13, 23-18, 12-16. This opening has actually came up a lot recently, not for me personally, but Ryan had spoken about it earlier, and my father, for some reason, tends to get this opening a lot.
So if I may interrupt, Alex, someone with the last name Holmes will get this opening in any capacity, it sounds like.
Yeah, yes. And my father and I actually have a very nice lines of play on this, and we'll actually show that right now. So 18-14 is obviously the way to go. If for those of you that don't know, 18-14 is by far the best move right here. It's you want to attack the double corner at all times when you see these pieces move to the side. If you ever see 9-13, if you have an opening that allows you to go 18-14, that's usually going to be the best move. So do be aware of that. And so typical published play, and probably the most conservative / safe way to play this opening is 6-10 as the defense for red. Now, I personally will play this sometimes. I go back and forth between me and my father's move, but this is a very good line to play 6-10. Very, very conservative, but also a very strong line too. But if you're trying to win the game, you want to go 11-15. You have to study 11-15 before you can play this, because if you do not know what you're doing, you will lose this if the opponent plays it at least somewhat right. You will probably lose the game. So the best way to play against it is you go 24-20, you go 16-19. These are all star moves for red. And then 27-23, and you actually go 6-10. So white jumps, red jumps, and then this surprising 16-11 is the best way to play it. And as you can see, it's a very complicated and aggressive line.
I mean, this to me is incredibly unnatural. Is this what you played against Kim, or did you play the 6'10" move against Kim?
So I played 11-15, but she didn't exactly know how to play, so it didn't end up being this. But this is the best way to play for both sides when you play 11-15, and then 5-9 is also started for red at this point. It's very complicated. It's an amazing line. If you want to learn how to win off this ballot, I do suggest playing 11-15, but you absolutely must study it before you can play it in a tournament.
So if I'm hearing you correctly here, Alex, you need to study the 11-15 line. But if you're a good safe player, sounds like someone maybe in this room, you want to play the 6'10".
The 6'10" is the more sound way of playing this line.
Sure.
So we'll go back to the opening now. 23-18, 12-16, 18-14. Again, it's the best way to play it. You always want to go 18-14 if possible. So 11-15. Now, Kim did this surprising. I haven't seen it since I've been playing 11-15, but she takes the 2 for 2.
Okay. It looks natural enough.
It looks natural, but people usually don't do that, surprisingly. So I didn't really know much on it. But I was playing it right. She did just a natural development, 29-25.
Not the 2 for 2 again here?
No, that's okay. It's actually a little bit better for red, surprisingly not, when I looked it up on a computer. But this is good right here, 29-25. And also that's sound too,
sure.
But again, a little bit better for red.
Sure.
So red actually has 2 moves here. You'd be surprised by this, but this is actually one move right here. I personally don't like it because it kind of gives white a little bit of hold here, and I'm always afraid of this pitch right here. And for you all will end up learning this eventually with this, but it's actually better if we go through this because you'll understand why I'm afraid of this pitch. So I go 16-19 to basically put a bind and cramp his double corner and basically take control. I want to take control of these 4 squares right here.
And you can see also in this position where this piece may look like an outpost and by itself, there's leverage here to exploit this piece on 14. Right. So the attack here it's okay.
Right. So Kim plays this 25-21 actually right here, and which is a little weak, but it's okay. It's okay. So it does make me feel a lot better about my position because I get 4-8, and then now I can start pressing the piece because if I were to go 6-9 right now, what they could do is pitch the piece and then squeeze, which it draws for red, but it is weak.
There's no single corner anymore.
Yeah,
he lost his single corner.
Yeah, as you can tell, my whole entire side of the board is gone. It's just gone.
Interesting.
And white still has a very good double corner and this pyramid right here. So it is very dangerous for red, which is why I felt a lot better when I could get this 4-8. And now if she were to go here right away, I'm still okay because I still have this pyramid right here. My single corner isn't completely gone. And, we'll just jump both ways and it'll be like that. And I'm still fine, but I can't press the piece right now because my single corner will just be gone if I press it too early.
Sure.
So let's see.
So after the 4-8 here.
Yep. And then 24-20.
Okay.
That is weak, but it still doesn't lose.
Seems like a good waiting move at least. It
Yeah,
doesn't do much to the position.
And let's see. I go 8-12.
You don't press yet.
I still don't press yet. I didn't see the need to do it right here yet. Now she goes 27-24. It's still draws, but it's kind of at the point to where it's getting to be a miracle draw. Now I am going to go here. Let's see. Yeah, so, and then once I do go here, she does this surprising pitch now. And then she she actually goes here, which we'll lose. If she took in the 2 for 2, it actually wasn't a technical loss yet. But it would have been a miracle draw still if she had done the 2 for 2, come up 32-27, then 26-23. But now, because she did that, I don't know what to do here, to be honest. I thought about going 14 or 15-18, and I didn't know. Because if I go 15-18, she jumps and I jump, and then I'm worried about this 15-11, and she's sitting on a 2 for 1, and like I'm all my pieces are all to the right side.
Yeah, that's it. Because in this position, the first thing that stands out to me is this 15-18, because this piece now is a backstop, so no 2 for 1s can happen immediately.
Right.
And then maybe the 18-23 advance, but
so that's actually not how. That's not how it wins. That actually will draw on a computer. You'd be surprised to.
I'm always surprised when we get to the computer analysis.
That's true. That's true.
Yes.
So because I was afraid of that, I did this 2-7, expecting her to pitch.
Yep, pitch and squeeze.
And come here.
Yep.
But I also was going to be fine with this because now I could get this 9-13 in. And then this 5 to 9 in, and now I'm going to be setting up pretty nicely here in a little bit on with 1-5, set up a good solid roll, and also I'm going to go 12-16 when she starts pressing my piece. So that's what I was expecting the whole time.
So white in that position will ultimately run out of moves.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Understood. Makes sense.
Let's see. Let's back that up.
There we go. Are we there?
Yeah. Okay, but she doesn't do that. She actually finds a good shot right here, but unfortunately she's down a piece, so it doesn't exactly work.
And actually, we should pause for now is to start the sequence.
Yeah.
But again, this is very similar to the in and out shot that I showed previously. In fact, it is very similar because white is going down a piece at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead and show the sequence.
My fault, guys.
I always think to pause before a big tactical firework here, and then you can see the triple. Yep.
Now, unfortunately for her, if I didn't have this move, she would maybe have a chance if I didn't recognize this move right away. But this 1-6 will end up being costly to her, as now her king is trapped, and now she has to move either this piece or that piece. And she chooses that piece, and now I basically in the game taking the 2 for 2.
Another nice tactical element there. Yeah, now it's 3 versus 2.
Over.
Yeah, it's a nice game.
Yeah, I got lucky. She definitely still may have had the chance to draw it if she would have just pitched right away. And even though it was a loss on a computer, none of us are good as computer players.
Sure.
So, that was definitely a good and fun game to play.
Yeah,
I had never seen that 22-17, so I definitely didn't know exactly how I was supposed to play it, but I was playing it correctly based off what the computer said.
And it looks very natural, right? I mean, if you're just seeing that for the first time, you think, well, let's simplify matters, and you don't retain too much of a positional disadvantage. Why not take the 2 for 2? So there you go. Excellent. Well, Alex, I'll present another game.
Okay.
So I was paired in the first round with Alex Moiseyev. So always nice to wake up in the morning and there you're playing the world champ, which is always nice. The opening we got is actually an opening I'm pretty familiar with. It's called Ryan's Cross. Willie Ryan, famous grandmaster from New York. And Ryan's Cross goes 11-15, 23-18, and then 12-16. So the radical exchange here, which is incredibly weak for the first side. And red is really limited to 2 defenses really in this attack.
This is actually, I don't mean to interrupt you, but this is actually one of my favorite lines to play with red. This is maybe one of the only lines where I'll play to a very weak, if not a losing line with the weak side to purposely try to allow me to win the game.
Wow, that's bold.
I will admit I do sometimes play in for you viewers out there, you know that I'm an aggressive player, and there will be times where I do it too much to my own demise. But this is actually one of the openings where I will purposely play into a really weak / possible losing line. And the best attack here is, I assume he went here.
Well, we both did. But yeah, in this particular game, which I'll show, yes, I'm the white side.
Yes. Okay. So Ryan's playing the white side. That 24-20 is the best attack against this. Now, the two best lines, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, are 7-11,
which is otherwise known as the closed defense.
Mm-hmm. And then I also think, if I'm not mistaken, 9-14 can also be played here,
which is also called the open defense.
Okay.
And the reason for that being is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, the 7-11, which closes the line of play here, and then 9-14, which opens up the line of attack.
Well, I will play this move.
Yes.
And this is actually supposed to be really weak, if not losing. I will not lie, I've won every single game playing that move. And I absolutely love it, because the usual follow-up, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan, is you actually press the piece, or you go here, whichever you prefer.
But the best way to attack is with this 22-18. Is that incorrect? Is it the immediate press with 27-23?
It may be this and then 22-18.
Okay. I don't believe we played this in an exhibition or a practice game.
No, we haven't. So you may actually be right. Let's look at 22-18. How are you doing?
Hey, we have another tournament player, Aiden. Hello.
I just went over that ending, the last one. I thought, I would had to drive over to move back in there first. Then, then I got it. You had to win.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll show this game on the channel here. So yeah, Alex and I are just going over some games here to the audience.
All right, so
it's fun.
maybe 4-8 right here. I don't know. I'll have to.
Nevertheless, the 16-19, which you've showed everyone, is not typically played here.
No, it is not.
And especially at very high levels, you're really just going to see either the open defense or the closed defense.
Right.
And I'd actually played this opening against Matteo Bernini in Italy, and I was really proud of those games. And I was familiar with this opening. I don't know as familiar as you, Alex, but I was certainly I knew my way around it a little bit. And Alex Moiseyev plays the closed defense. I believe 9-14 is what he typically plays, but he wanted to experiment a little bit with the 7-11.
Mm-hmm.
So White has a number of attacks at hand. It's one of those openings you can't really go wrong with a good attack. But I play the Willie Ryan cook. Again, this is Ryan's cross, so playing homage to Willie Ryan with the 26-23, the 4-8, the 30-26. This is the Ryan Cook from back in the 1930s. And then 8-11, then 27-24, and then 9-13. Now, general typical published play gives the weighting move 32-27 first, but it kind of runs into the same if you play this 24-20 exchange first. Again, the primary objective here with this closed defense, what White is trying to do is continue to restrict Red's double corner and ultimately penetrate it. In this next move, what Alex does is he plays 2-7, and that kind of now I'm not really having much of a attack anymore, because what he's going to do is, yes, I can wait 32-27, but I'm just going to play 22-18. He's going to take the 2 for 2 here, and then take out this piece here. So it's actually pretty even. It's kind of an open game. Now, what's really interesting about this, speaking of in and out shots, I have to be careful, because there's one waiting for me if I'm not opening up my eyes here. I cannot go the natural 29-25 because Alex Moiseyev can play 11-16 and then take the triple jump here, the in and out shot. So
check it out.
Yes. So instead, I have to play this 18-14, and Alex is just going to trade off. And then now I can develop 29-25 safely, 9-14, and then allowing the king, but I can get behind him as well, and it's a clear-cut draw.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting indeed. I thought that was a very good lineup play, but I mean, maybe I could have played a little bit stronger with maybe delaying 32-27 initially. But look, I was happy with the way we played this.
Could I give you a setup that we had, me and Alex Malo, whatever, in the last Ohio tournament there? I thought I had a real good game going on, but he was sitting here and there, and I was like this. There. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an 8. I think here yet. Let's see. Or was it? Okay, he moved. I moved here then. I should have traded off for just go, but I was getting greedy. I mean,
Getting greedy can cost you.
Yeah.
Then he came out here, and I went there. No, he came out here. Then I went there. Then he blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went.
You here?
Yeah, to get that. Then he came here. Or maybe that was an earlier move because now he made it like this.
Okay. He pitched you and squeezed first.
And I came here and he chunked. Then I went here. I should have let him come up this way.
Oh, the captions piece here.
But then, like, I went here so he couldn't trade off.
Sure.
Then he came here. Then I went in there. Then he squeezed me here. Then I had to go there. Then.
Cannot go there.
No, now he did this.
You can't because the king.
He did this, and I did never ever think about that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
magic.
and I'm on the side.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing you can do.
Wow. No, boy, that was. I mean, what I wanted is to pinch this thing, but I was too greedy. But never fiddled with.
It's amazing. It made tournament checkers.
Yeah, that pitch I never. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Amazing.
So then he had me there, and I was going to go in there.
And that was from Ohio, the Ohio meet earlier this year. That was from the Ohio meet earlier this year. Very good.
August.
Very good.
August. Yeah, so then he beat me. I thought at least I had it. Okay.
Right. We'll see you later.
Yeah. Good seeing you, Matt.
In the morning, yeah.
Well, Alex, do you want to go over another game?
Yeah, I'll go over another one with Teal. Me and Ryan ended up both playing them today. So.
Yeah. How about that?
Let's see. So the opening Teal and I got was I'm really loving these 9-13 openings this tournament. So 9-13, 23-19, 10-14.
Ah, yes.
Now, truth be told, I have never played this opening before. This is my first time ever playing it in a tournament, and I have no idea where I was going. Basically throughout everywhere. So I was pure crossboard the whole time I was playing this opening. So
and actually, Alex, sorry to interrupt,
but
this is the opening of families that I actually really like, because at this point, if white goes here and then 11-16, then we're running into the same kind of similar opening families.
Mm-hmm.
Same with 27-23. Or in this sort of formation. So,
okay.
It all can kind of transpose into the same. So, but yeah, this particular opening, it doesn't show up a whole lot. So, the first time for everything.
So, I was white right here, and what I played was 27-23. He played 11-16.
And now we're into a transposition of another opening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the best thing to do is take it to 22-17, breaking out his double corner to allow me to not be, how do I put it, not be in danger of my double corner, because now mine is completely still fine and he can't really attack me anything from his double corner. So I am perfectly fine right now. and he goes 16-20. Now you go 32-27, cover up. He goes 8-11. You have to go. You have to break out 19-16, of course. Take the double exchange. And now white has two options. Usually, if you're playing fast, and most people will play this 25-22, which is a good move. There's definitely nothing wrong with it. But me and Teal, we both actually played this with white and red. Me and him both like this 23-19 early.
I also like it too. I think this is the powerhouse move. And the reason why is because it further restricts red's mobility here. With 25-22, red has a lot of choices still. There's a lot of scope on the board. With this, you cut down the scope tremendously.
Exactly. And what the moves out is 6-10. And now I go 25-22, 11-15. Make sure you always you don't want to trade out your double corner. Keep your double corner intact right now. So you go 19-16. And now we both played the surprisingly 1-5 here. I was looking at 1-6 more, but I didn't really like it because of this elbow right here. But that is better than 1-5. But 1-5 is still draws. Nothing wrong with it. So 1-5, 22-17, 5-9, 17-13, 15-18, round exchange.
Now, if I can pause for a moment, these last couple moves seem a little bit, I don't want to say unnatural, but maybe wouldn't be your first instinct.
Oh, no. So we could go back to the 5-9 move, actually, because of that. So 5-9 is very unnatural here because what that does is you're allowing your basically your whole entire back row on this pyramid right here to be collapsed. You're going to have no trading power now, and you're basically hey Dad. So now you're making it to where you have no trading power, and you're just gonna essentially what you're doing is you're doing a waiting move here. So you're going 5-9, 17-13, now 15-18. And now, as you can see, red's back row is almost completely gone. And somehow this actually still draws. This is actually a book line so far. And you will see how spectacular this draw is at the end.
Yeah, and we were talking about this where there can be a number of different run-ups to this ending or this landing, if you will. The one thing I'd say too is the moves were unnatural leading up to this point, but you can see red does have some powerful columns here, right? So it's not in a completely defenseless position.
No, it's not. And so what white does now is it goes 30-25. Red now goes 10-15. And here was the big difference in the games. So we got to this landing point on both sides. Me and Teal both did. And when he was white, he played 26-23. Then I played 9-13. And then this 28-24 will lose. And
it's a very pretty pitch. Yeah.
Let's see if you all can.
And actually, we'll turn it around
sure.
People can have a chance to look at it from the other perspective.
And so this looks very powerful for white, but see if actually we can turn this back around so they can see it. They can see the shot. So see if you can see this shot and this beautiful play for red to actually have a winning position.
Yes, that's yes, of course. Red is going to be executing the plot here. So now, if you're thinking that, well, yeah, okay, I see a triple jump here, right? There's a triple on the board. That's pretty clear once you move the 15-19, but here's a little extra sauce on this, if you will.
So if you take the shot now, you can obviously see the triple jump.
Yep.
But then they have a double jump back.
Yeah, no good.
And what Teal missed, he obviously saw that. But what Teal missed was this pitch right here.
Yes.
And now the triple jump. This will win the game based off, if you all know what first position is. I cannot steal a piece over here, but what I do is I trade this piece out, and this will actually run into first position. If you all don't know how to win first position, you can go on to one of Ryan's others YouTube videos. It's a great ending to know. If you know it, you'll win many games off of it, and like I did in this tournament. So it's definitely good position in game to study.
And there's a reason it's called first position, because it comes up
so many times.
Yeah, it's literally the first position.
So let's back that up.
Yeah, do we want to back it up? I think we can get it back to where we were before. This is the red position. Are we missing
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's right. We may have to bring it.
That's it right
That's
there.
it.
That's it right there.
Okay. And
here.
Yeah, here, there.
Or it's
yes,
there right
yes.
now.
Okay. So Teal played this move,
Mm-hmm.
but you played.
So I played 26-22, which is the best book powerful move right here. And what the follow up is supposed to be, it's 9-13, then 28-24 to make sure I'm still in this bind right here. And the move, the draw here is actually.
And actually, Alex, this is a classic, as Alex Moiseyev also reminded us tonight, this is a classic published play landing here.
Yeah, and I honestly did not know this because I think the book is actually, I don't know how old the book is, book play is on this, but it's really old book play. And again, I had no idea I was into this. Now, when I was read, before he went 26-23, I had seen that this was actually a possibility, but I didn't know if it drew or not. And sure enough, this is a published play draw. It is a man down draw. The way red's going to play it is white obviously has to move
get out of the way. Yep,
get out of the way. And then when white goes for another king, you trade. Red comes up, you get a king. White goes there.
Gets the king.
Red comes up. White goes there. White.
Actually, I think the red king
red goes
here.
there. Yeah, red goes there. What am I doing? And then you just go here, right? Or do you?
You want to bring there,
I'm not doing it.
But the point is, you'll be able to capture this extra piece here in the man down draw. So, but really, even when you get to that position, you have to see like 30 moves ahead.
Exactly. And I couldn't tell if it drew or not because I didn't know if the timing was there. So I didn't know if I was going to play that or not. And by the way, viewers, here, this is my father over here. If y'all can see him, he is also in the second in the tournament right now behind me. Yours truly. Just wanted to make sure I bragged on that before we turned it back over. But anyway, so give it back to them. A little bit close. But yeah, that's my father over there, Michael Holmes. Great guy. If you all want to meet him, not as good of a checker player as I am, but that's okay.
Wow, look at that. How about that?
Love you, Dad. But anyway, so we'll back that up, and I'll show you how. But yeah, Teal did not end up seeing that. He ended up losing the game on both sides. And that's how I ended up getting 4 points on Teal to start leading the tournament again.
It's not easy to do to get 4 points off anyone in tournament play, but especially someone of Teal's caliber.
Teal. If you all don't know who Teal Stanley is, he plays online with us all the time. He's a great cross-board player. One of the best at it.
I believe he's also the current North Carolina state champion, I believe.
Yeah, yes he is.
Yeah.
Yes he is.
Very good.
All right.
Anything else you want to show us, Alex?
We can show one of my father's games. We could show one of my father's games against Moiseyev, actually. Oh, we can show him that first game with the pitch and everything.
Do we want to do that?
You're right with that? All right, so was it?
Looks like we have the second double corner.
Yeah, this is the game one. So this is the second double corner. And
it's more commonly seen in unrestricted plays. It's a response that I don't know if it's gaining in popularity online. I seem to see it whenever I play in unrestricted play. Yeah.
I don't really play a lot of go as you please or unrestricted play, but
I don't either. But when I do, it's like
well, everybody knows that. Also, when I play this, I actually take the 27-20 jump now.
Yes, Ron King. You and Ron King are the two active players, I think, that like that side now.
All right, so they get the second double corner, and let's see. My father is white. Alex Moiseyev is red. Again, Alex Moiseyev is the world champion currently, and he. Let's see. So he goes 8-11, 22-18, 11-16, 18-14. And by the way, while we were playing this, Ryan and I were talking, and we were wondering, once you get down to this position, we honestly had no idea how they got into the mess they end up getting into later on in this end game. But guess we'll all figure out for
we'll see what we got, because
I
I haven't seen how they've gotten into this either. So
12-16,
okay,
25-22, 16-19. What both players are trying to do right now, they're both trying to play waiting moves, but they're also trying to develop their pieces and to start attacking each other's double corner. So now it's 29-25, all very natural, 4-8.
These are waiting moves.
Yeah, they're all waiting moves. And now my father plays 18-15, which is very, very aggressive play by him. So 8-12, you got, let's see, 32-28, 12-16. Again, Moiseyev's just waiting. 22-18. Of course, you all probably see this 2-for-1 right here, but if Moiseyev takes that, my father will go 25-21, just steal the piece right back, and it's probably better for white. Or also that he could do this 2-for-1. My father's got options if he takes the 2-for-1.
So I guess the lesson here is, especially for those that are really new to checkers, just because you see easy and quick opportunity for a 2-for-1, you can clearly see with 6-10 you're going to get a double jump, but it's maybe not necessarily the best thing to do.
Okay, so let's see.
Do we lose the sequence here?
22-18, 16-20.
Okay.
23-27. So my father.
23-27. I think maybe either 25-21 or 22-18.
Oh yeah, so it looks like 25-21.
That's right.
So yeah, 25-21. Excuse me. And then let's see, 6-9.
Yep.
30-25. 9-13. 25-22.
And then this is
20-24.
Here we go.
Now,
wow.
They could not play this any further because of their time limit. In case you all didn't know, rounds usually last for 2.5 to 3 hours. If you go past that time limit, you have to stop playing, and you have to adjudicate your games. And what the sequence is here for is Moiseyev was actually expecting this move that will actually lose. And it loses surprisingly by a move he didn't even consider, which was this 2-6. And the reason why is when you go this 17-13, there is actually a beautiful, beautiful sequence if you all can see it. And if you can, you are on your way to becoming a fantastic player.
Oh man! Well, if you can see this, then it's too bad you're not here. You be with the grandmasters.
So if you all can see it, please leave a comment in chat or something. So what you do is you give up this piece, and then you pitch again, and you take this amazing shot right here.
Wow.
And this will end up winning the game for Moiseyev. And there's just no way around it. And this will end up winning.
Now, again, it's difficult to say because, again, as you mentioned, the game was adjudicated. Alex was just looking at the 1-6 move. If the 22-17 is played, we'll never know.
Yeah,
so this is one for the history books because that was never actually played, so we don't actually know.
Yeah.
Are we gonna bring it back up? To
Yeah,
the start?
we're just gonna bring it back up because I don't know how to set it back up.
I guess this game in particular, I would say, is extremely complicated. It goes to show just in a, I don't know if you want to call it a standard unrestricted opening, but certainly it just goes to show that there can be a lot of really beautiful play here.
Yeah, and again, I mean, it's just all fascinating because they're both such aggressive players, and it's always not great to see them two play because they're both just by far two of the most aggressive players in the game, and I mean, it's just amazing to see. Again, everybody's just doing waiting/attacking double corner moves.
22-18 first, and then
this first. 25-21, 6-9, 30-25, 9-13. And then this surprising move right here.
So instead of the losing 22-17, and let's be frank, Alex. Right, if we're cross-board looking at this, like we checked ultimately with this move.
Yeah,
I don't know if any one of us would be able to find the winning sequence here. But
oh no, I don't know if I'd be able to. I would maybe have the idea of going 2-6 once the move was played, but beforehand, I don't know if I could either. But I would say this that I would maybe do this 21-17 move, which is actually the key star draw move, because of this beautiful tactical play that's about to come up.
Followed up by another key star move for White.
Yes.
Because the next move that White makes after 1-6 is played, White has to make another key move. Well, you may think, seeing this, okay, well, we have some elbows here, right? If White makes the pitch here, creates an elbow, maybe a little bit more natural, and maybe White has some space here. But it's not what White does, does it? Instead, it makes this incredibly unnatural 15-10.
And what it does is now it creates all these pieces to the side of the board, and now White has a hold of this elbow and these pieces right here. But instead of taking the elbow right away, it now goes 14-10, starting to go towards the king row. Because its plan is for it to get a king and actually come behind him. Because if you were to take out this elbow right now, this king would get behind you, and that's just no good.
Yep.
So what you want to do is just keep this pieces trapped, because his pieces are not going anywhere. You just want to keep his pieces trapped and start going toward the king row. So now, when you do that, you go 16-20.
If I'll say if 5-9 is played first. Then you can just walk in for a king. I believe that's correct.
Yes.
But instead, the best.
16-20. Then you do this kind of awkward, but also kind of maybe natural move, going 22-18, trading out. And now they go 5-9 now.
And there's still a little bit of a trap here, Alex,
Yes.
because, this vulnerable piece here, you can't just say, all right, well, I'm going to capture it one way or another. You can't go 17-14 or 17-13 because Red just has the 2-7 right there, the easy double jump.
So what White does is goes 10-6. Now Red's going to go 9-13. You trade out. And for you all that may think, okay, well, Red's up a piece. This is probably going to win as long as Red can develop its piece and somehow find a way to get out of this mess. I'm sure there's possibly a win on the table for Red. This will actually this is probably more dangerous for Red than it is White at this point, because how do I put it? White kind of has an easy way of drawing it from here. The only thing that can happen is Red has an easy draw here if it just concedes the draw. But what Red could do is overplay the position and try to keep these for as long as possible and try to find a way to break out. Now, if you're the Red side, I promise you, with this ending right here with your 3 pieces to the side. You only have 2 extra pieces, and this piece can't even get to be a king because it just has no way to develop as a king. You might as well just concede the draw by just going there and then trading now.
You know, Alex, this is a really great instructive point. I've thought about doing videos about this, kind of what I call micro positions, right? Where you could literally have any kind of, pieces anywhere on the board. But let's take away these pieces, for example, right? If we just analyze this position and look at this, you can see in these positions where 2 pieces can cramp 3.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, red has to give up a piece.
Right.
If it makes this move right here, well, white gets 2 pieces. That's no good. So instead, and it's just breaking down positions like that. And actually, Alex, I think you're like this too. I think a lot of the tournament players are like this. This is really how I break down a lot of positions in my mind,
mm-hmm.
where it's literally just kind of taking each kind of quadrant of the board and looking at what the position is giving me. So when I see a position where I can cramp like this, I'm going to take it just about every time.
Mm-hmm. Awesome,
Very interesting. That was pretty complex.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty complex.
That's one of the best games I've seen all year. This calendar year was the games they play. Unfortunately, they couldn't finish it, but yeah, that was a fantastic game by both players.
It's true. We'll never really know if those star moves would have been played or if other complete. Well, it sounded like Alex Moiseyev was anticipating a 22-17. Now, only your father can answer if that was the move he was going to play. But we will not ask, and we will not know that answer.
Look at that real quick.
So Michael just shared with us another game that he is. This looks similar to. Yeah, this is the same. Yep, the 2 for 2. Yep. Yeah, that's
that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the same. That was the line we went over with the 2 14-18 and the 13-17, 13-17. Good stuff. Alex, do you want to share anything else? I can possibly share another game.
Okay.
I played against Aiden, who just came in here.
Well, let's at least do one more then.
Yeah. So this is another very good instructive game. This was actually into Dunn's loss, which I highlight on this channel. It's a little bit different instead of an early 4-8. It all kind of works out the same. So the opening that we got was the Milbury, which Milbury can transpose into a number of different openings. And are we seeing? Oh, we're totally neglecting the chat. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry about that, chat.
Yeah, people are just saying hello. Join the stream again soon. Thanks, Lopez. Thanks from Panama. Thanks for watching. We'll be on here just for just a few more minutes. I'll share this game, Alex. I don't know if you have another game to share. But then we will be back tomorrow morning. I will post a reminder for about 9 a.m. East Coast time tomorrow morning. We're gonna live stream a game between Alex Holmes and Alex Moiseyev, round 5 of the tournament. So really excited about that. So here we are, the Milbury. Now again, white has a number of attacks at hand, but I'm going to hope to play into the Pioneer by going 25-22. Aiden plays 16-20. Well, now I can go 22-17 first, but instead I'm going to play 24-19 and hope for some chances. Now, Aiden plays this 11-16, which, this you can already hear your frustration here. It's not a losing move because there's still a lot of scope here on the board yet for red. But after 22-17,
hello, Joe.
Hello, Joe. Red has to play this 9-14, right? And then white has a couple of things that can play the 17-14 or 30-25, which is what I was expecting. But instead, he does play a 9-14, yes, into the loss. So
for you all that don't know, this is called Dunn's loss, and it is one of the probably the most famous loss in the Pioneer. It is basically what happens is red has wasted too many moves, and now it is about to trap itself and basically just run out of moves. And it had just wasted too many moves. It's not developed enough. and you'll see how this loses now.
Right, and it's totally neglected the center as well. But I'd say it's very common. It's well known, well documented, published play. If you're an optimist like me, I call it Dunn's win as opposed to Dunn's loss. But I think both can be interchangeable at this point. So after the 9-14, what White is going to do is it's going to advance to the center and actually capture the center square before Red. It's one move ahead. So the march begins for both. And now White gets there first. And Aiden during the game was also looking at this 10-15, which is a bit radical, kind of destroys everything in Red's game. Ultimately decided on the 1-5 and then took the single capture, of course. Logical. I've actually had 6-22 played against me a number of times, but it's all works. And then 26-22. 11-15, now Red can capture the center, but then after this 30-25,
it is all hopeless from there for Red.
Yeah, just about. After this move, what I'm hoping for, I'm hoping for a lot of different things here, but one line of play would be if the center advance is played, White can just go 22-17 after the capture, and then 23-19, and then the double jump here. But instead, he plays 3-7, which leaves these squares vulnerable here. And then after the 14, 6-9 is also no good because White just goes 25-22. And then after the exchange, I just go 25-21, and then here it's over. So yeah, I was very fortunate to play that in round 3 of this tournament.
Awesome. All right, so for you all viewers that are still in here, I have nearly, I wouldn't say played a near perfect tournament so far, but I am leading the tournament by a point over my father still, and Moiseyev is in third with 11 points, but I have made one mistake this tournament, which I will be showing now. And it is not, I have not won the loss yet, but it has actually me missing a win by doing something I am actually not famous for and being conservative.
Taking a page out of my playbook.
Yeah, well, what happened was I thought both ways had drawn, but actually one of them didn't draw, but because I thought both ways had drawn, I took the one that was the for sure draw, and I was just playing, good, solid checkers and, making sure I kept the draw inside, which is what you usually do. But the problem was I actually had to win the other way. So
keeping the draw in sight. That's good advice.
Yeah, if you're viewers out there, in case you don't know, if you ever are in a tournament and you want to play your best type of checkers, if you don't know for sure that you have a strong game, and if you don't know for sure if your move wins, I promise you the best way to play is to keep the draw inside. Now, again, I usually do not do that, and I will sometimes lose the games because of it, but I did do it to my own demise in this game, and I will now show you that game as soon as I get
Alex is sorting through his the game sheets here.
Okay, so what the opening we got was the classic Dundee.
Classic Dundee.
So 12-16, 24-20, 8-12. Now, I really, again, I really favored this 22, or I'm sorry, I'm playing red. I played 22-18 as well, but because he played it, I played something different. But 22-18, really good move. Good start to the game. Best play here is 16-19, or at least in my opinion, is to do just a normal exchange right away. 27-23. Obviously, you want to press the piece.
Classic runoff defense.
Yeah.
Now, I had a conversation with one of the viewers about this kind of knockdown defense.
We wish you were here too, man.
Yeah, Manny. Yes, I'm sorry you're not here with us. What I'd say typically, Alex, and I'd love to hear your opinion, typically when you're approaching a knockdown defense like this, when I say knockdown, I mean continuous runoff of this piece, typically not great for the defender because oftentimes it leaves the defense in a more vulnerable position in the end game.
Right. And that is exactly what I was hoping for, is that he would just keep running off the piece. So I go 4-8 and 8-12. Now, I knew one line on what he plays next, but I was expecting the runoff here, but he plays this 26-22. This is actually something I would sometimes typically play. And then he plays this trade right here.
Wow.
It's a good move. It is a good move. A very aggressive play by Buck. I don't know if he knew anything on it or he just saw it, but it was great play by him. It's all sound and everything. So, but I do have a move off the computer that I was prepared for on this. So you go 3-8. You can go 3-8 or 9-14 right here. I like 3-8.
And 9-14, I mean, because that allows
the trade. But that it is still sound for red. So 3-8, 25-22. Now, Moiseyev had actually mentioned this earlier, that he liked my move that I played, but usually what people play is 9-13 here. You cannot go 9-14 because of this pitch right here.
9-13 looks the most natural to me.
Yes,
as well.
It is the only computer move, but I have come up with this 10-14 move, and I really, really like this move because usually what people play next will be 29-25, and then the 6-10, exchanging out of the double corner, which you usually don't want to do, but as you can see, I have both columns set up perfectly to where I have a good amount of trading power now. And now I have nearly complete control of the center as well. And he also is a little, not too cramped, but a little cramped in the single corner. So it's a very good position for red. Very underrated as well.
Well, can I say also very unnatural? I mean,
yes.
I certainly before the trade-off, I'm thinking 9-13 as well. Again, if you're looking at kind of these micro positions, pretend that, these pieces are off the board. You can see these two pieces are holding these three white pieces here.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting.
So what Buck does next is actually a weak move, and he goes, let's see. Yeah, he goes 31-26. It is very weak. If not near close to a losing move. So it's bad because it's 9-13. Now he can no longer trade because I have this 2-for-1. So that's why this is a very weak move.
He's limited now just to...
Yes, he's just limited to this 32-27. Here is where I made my mistake. I made a miscalculation. I looked at 10-15 and 7-11. I knew 10-15 would have the best chance of winning, but I didn't know if it won because of this move. And I also I looked at this, but that would lose because of 7-11 here and 5-9 because he's forced to either he's forced to come 20-24, 5-9, then 23-19 trade, and now he's sitting on a 2-for-1. So I solved that. And then I also saw if he does 27-24, again, 7-11 will easily win. So he can't do that. So there's only two decent moves he can do, in which case it was here and 27-23. Now, if he goes 27-23, I obviously have to go 8-12, trade. And then 20-16, I didn't think would lose, but it does. And 27-23 also loses, but not from a way I thought it would lose. I saw 27-23 losing, but it lost in two different ways. But I did see how I would end up winning 27-23. But I was so worried about this move that I didn't play 10-15. Instead, I played 7-11, which allows him to draw. It's still a very good game for red, but it just doesn't win. And the key move to draw is obviously this 22-18.
Yes.
You jump this way, of course. And then you have to trade for white. And this will end up drawing. There's just these pieces are weak. There's pieces are weak on the side, but my pieces are just too vulnerable to make anything out of it. So unfortunately, this was my one mistake of the tournament so far. I played too safe. I should have tried to go for the win, and I just wanted to clear cut draw for me, and I just didn't. I didn't win the game. So unfortunately, that's been my lone mistake so far in the tournament. But you know,
can you run it back up and show us how you could have won it?
Yeah, so I can show you how I could win it.
Well, so after the 10-15, yeah, I mean, there's some unnatural stuff there as well. So you're probably being a little bit too hard on yourself, Alex.
Maybe.
We've all made mistakes in tournament play.
So
the Dundee here, here, trade off. Sorry, that was a shorthand jump. And then the initial runoff. And then this surprising move to me, followed by this surprising move to me here.
Well, I was prepared on this because I've actually seen this before. And that's why I came up with that 10-14
look, to me, like this 9-13. Although I guess then now you can play this. So that's the reason why you stop. So the 6-10 here stops the 2016 from advancing. Okay, now that makes sense to me. But I say nevertheless, still, if we were to take everything else off the board, you can see these two pieces can now stop these three here. So, but yes, clearly this. So actually, now that I look at this position again, it doesn't actually look all that unnatural.
Let's see.
And then 31-26.
Yep. 9-13.
And then here's the 10-15.
Yeah. So at 12-16, we'll lose. Let's see. If I remember.
20-16.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to remember. Let's see. I want to say it's 8-12. In here. Doing this right.
You're seeing real live analysis here, folks. Is there enough pull? Is there enough ending? Who can you trade off here? Is there enough pull?
I think that would win for red right there. Is that the way to win that?
Here's the computer if you want to check it.
Okay.
We've got computer assistance here now.
This is why you study off the computer, folks.
Nevertheless, it's intriguing. The intriguing line of play for sure. Anyways, so again, we'll probably stop broadcasting out here in just a couple minutes, but stay tuned for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Saturday morning. We will be back live. We will broadcast round 5 of the tournament between Alex Holmes and Alex Moiseyev, and we'll be back then. So please stay tuned, and we'll have it listed so there'll be a reminder for you all here as well. If anyone has any questions before we wrap up here, anyone that's still watching, we've had a number of folks watching here.
That's how you win that game, guys, in case you get that.
What, the 15-19?
No, 14-18.
Okay, and then you do...
oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Then,
either 12-16 or 15-19. I think both are powerful enough to win, huh?
No, 12-16 draws, actually.
Okay, so
you got to trade.
Okay,
you got to trade.
That's my first instinct. Because then the red king can get behind these. There's just not enough timing and not enough development for white here. So let's see. Joe, thanks. Yeah, hey, thanks so much. It is tournament checkers is fascinating. I'll tell you that much. It's always a fun time here. Man, Alex versus Alex, who will win? Alex or Alex? Yeah. Who's the all caps Alex? That's the question. Are you the all caps Alex, or is Alex Moiseyev the all caps Alex?
I hope I am. I hope.
Yes, good stuff. All right. Well, thank you all once again. And well, again, we'll be back in the morning. So have a wonderful evening. And thanks for watching.
That's really great what y'all are doing.